Hey, morning, folks. All right, today's the day. Here's the Whopper video. This is going to describe my channel and why I'm doing this and the purpose of it, etc., etc. I should have done this from the beginning, but I often miss the landing. So I did write a bunch of things down, which I'll explain why I do that, whether I'm shooting from the hip or whether I'm quoting out of my own journal. It's all to save time for myself and the listener. So, but we're getting this going this morning here. We have our bone broth from College Inn, Kerrygold butter, salt, pepper. I put some garlic in there. I like this better than Kettle and Fire. It's got 10 grams of protein, cheaper than Kettle and Fire. And I'll crack an egg and throw that in there for a little bit more protein. Got the collagen. I learned that crack egg thing from my buddy Josh's mother, who I think learned it from Josh's brother. I don't really know. But anyway, we're getting this going. I love my little coffee mug from Margot. I like the colors. Yeah, I love California. I don't know if I love California, but I'll find out one day. She certainly does. Hello, Margot. All right, here we go. So again, I should have led with this video initially, but either way, um, here we go. All right, let's talk about how I connect to myself and the planet. So I was always a social person, living in a safety in numbers, scarcity mindset. Now I enjoy a little more solitude. It's very fulfilling and makes room for quite an abundant life. My life lived in scarcity was fed by fear and insecurity. Realizing this truth of reducing fear helped me connect more to the Earth's natural cycles. The Earth provides me the opportunity to connect to sound and light energy frequencies which make me content, and it doesn't cost a dime. What a gift. Now I can observe life from a cool perspective while still enjoying the human experience. Like Einstein said, everything is energy and that's all there is to it. Why is it important to operate in this energy? I'll give you an example of one of my experiences. One night I was laying in bed experiencing a sense of self, observing the openness. Eyes closed, I saw a book and I proceeded to open it. Flipping through the pages, I saw all the words that would describe negative emotions I've felt in my life. Feeling each emotion as I read them, I got a glimpse of people I know and how they not only view me, but how they view themselves through my perspective. It was really uncomfortable. I got to the last page feeling tight, cold, and scared. I processed what I read and felt. I closed the book feeling light and love. I was relieved. Then I realized this was the book of my ego, which many would call a glimpse of the Akashic Records, which is the supercomputer of the universe. Some say it's up around the 8th dimension. The next thing that happened was me flying from a bird's eye view of a neighborhood full of houses. Each house had a gold-colored, flared, trumpet-shaped design coming out of the rooftops. That told me there's good people here projecting love. People push what they feel on the inside, and you can't love or hate anyone more than you love or hate yourself. Experiences like this motivate me to decondition and reprogram my data so I can have more of these experiences. My ego started through socialization at birth. Like Carl Jung said, the first half of life is devoted to forming the ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. So I believe everything has energy and therefore is alive based off my own experiences. So feeling that quantum mechanics is made up of energy over matter, it helps me treat people and the planet as such. Of course, no one is perfect, and I've had my own level of hypocrisy my whole life. There's a fine line between self-love and forgiveness and blatant hypocrisy. Okay, let's discuss how I assimilate these thoughts and feelings and ideas on the planet. I have a baseline understanding of my masculine and feminine sides, my archetypes and personas, energy manipulation, some universal laws, a little bit of animal magic, just to name a few. I exercise and contemplate some or all of these daily. These examples help, in part, make up who I am. So having a clear understanding of self helps me operate on the planet. So why the desire to help raise global consciousness by being my true self? I believe if we all operate at our highest aspiration, we'll be peaceful and content. This means the shift will happen. Dolores Cannon and others call it the new earth. I believe if we raise consciousness collectively, the wars will end. And we can all coexist naturally because the fear is gone. If we canceled the division, the world we would realign to love, and earth will follow. The planet will then push its own natural vibration into space. Maybe then the ETs will fully reveal themselves because we have no fear. An example of a fear of mine is not trusting governments and understanding people have dark intentions. So I like to be armed. If we raise global consciousness to a degree, I'd gladly give up my gun because it's just a paperweight at that point. So to keep things simple in my head, my passions are a bridge to my purpose, which helps with assimilation. This combination is how I feel oneness. I've heard all my life about having a passion, but I had no idea what that would lead to. These new findings brought me to new challenges, realizing the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. For me, the lessons from learning about how to live a life of impermanence, or learning the effects of entropy and how the planet can sustain itself moving forward, fascinate me. So the purpose of this channel is to document my path not toward the future, but back to my source, before birth. A while ago, I was recalling my earliest memories and trying to relive these emotions at that point in my life to relearn how I was and am. I stretched back to a vague memory when I was around 2 or 3. Recently, I was swimming in a pool with flippers on, peacefully gliding up and down, skimming the contours of the bottom. I had an experience like I was back in my mother's womb. I felt this experience through an emotion so overwhelming I didn't know whether to run around the neighborhood with flippers on or sit and sob. I felt an outside familiarity that was also foreign. This is important to me because I feel the journey back to Source holds the key to help me master my truth. This helps me speak my truth, but more importantly, be the example I want to see in the world, which I think is a famous quote that I probably just butchered. In order to do this, I need to look in the mirror each time I feel a negative emotion and take accountability for it regardless of who may be responsible. The goal is to never place blame for my negative emotions, but rather forgive, apologize, thank, and show love. I learned this from a book called Zero Limits that my good friend Shamani turned me on to. So shadow work is becoming a big part of my life so I can address blind spots. To live inspired, I rely on my intuition first, followed by experiences and those around me. I have an amazing tribe of people who I adore. They've helped me tremendously. So I love my passions that bring me joy through presence. I study as a seeker and student of life. I like to meditate because it gives me fulfilling experiences and a snapshot of where I'm at in that exact moment at my core. All these tools and resources help me project the highest emotion, love. I could go on for a while on this, and I haven't been even touching on diet and exercise and other contributing factors, but to wrap up, my videos are another way to journal along with putting my view out to the world. Many are doing this and I love it, so I figured I would join them. The videos are designed to show how I assimilate between dimensions, meaning I play a little golf, followed by speaking on a thought or feeling I had that day based on an experience with self, friends, or strangers that inspire me. If I'm speaking about myself specifically, I'll often read from my journal, which is why the videos seem like I'm shooting from the hip at one point and sounding scripted the next. I read from the journal at times to stay on point with a highlighted message of the day. I'll quote other people that inspire me, of course, but I have to feel what I say or it's not authentic. Like this video, I had to write this down or the clip would have been 3 times as long. For those who know me, I can often ramble and tell a 1-minute story in 3. And look, America, let's talk about that real quick. Have a great day, you guys.